The approaching reunion. The sun had just begun to cast its golden light over the rolling hills, painting the land with warmth and hope. Jacob, heart pounding, carefully approached the distant camp where Esau waited. Memories of the past, of stolen blessings and bitter words, crowded his mind. Fear and anticipation wrestled within him. He arranged his servants in order, placing the children and herds behind him, yet his eyes could not leave the figure standing across the valley. There, like a shadow at dawn, stood Esau, the brother he had once wronged. Jacob bowed low to the ground, the dust of the path clinging to him, while he plotted the gifts and words that might soften the brother's heart. The tension of years hung thick in the air, as if the hills themselves held their breath. The meeting of brothers. As Jacob drew nearer, Esau ran to meet him, and suddenly, the years of separation melted away. He embraced Jacob, falling upon his neck, and they wept together. The weight of past grudges lifted in that embrace, replaced by an astonishing relief. The two brothers, once divided by deceit and fear, now shared a moment of unspoken forgiveness, their hearts beating in unison as if the world itself had paused to witness the miracle. Jacob lifted his eyes and presented the gifts he had prepared, flocks and herds, servants and treasures, a gesture of humility and respect. But Esau, moved and generous, refused the gifts at first, urging Jacob to keep them. The air hummed with reconciliation, and the valley seemed alive with joy. Traveling together. After the initial meeting, Esau offered to accompany Jacob on his journey. But Jacob, mindful of his family and flocks, explained that they could not travel together at a fast pace. Esau insisted, his heart open and willing, yet Jacob carefully planned their movements, ensuring safety for his children and possessions. Slowly, they made their way through the hills, the landscape alive with birdsong and rustling leaves, the rivers glinting like silver ribbons. As they traveled, Jacob and Esau spoke little, but the silence was rich with understanding. Past conflicts seemed distant, replaced by a quiet companionship that whispered of second chances. The land itself seemed to welcome them, the sun weaving patterns of light on the hills as if celebrating the reunion. Settling in the land of Canaan. When Jacob reached the city of Shechem, he bought a parcel of land, planting his family firmly in the soil of their ancestors. Trees were planted, homes built, and the fields cultivated. The land seemed to sigh with contentment, embracing the family that sought peace. Jacob's life, once marked by fear and fleeing, now began to blossom like the orchards he planted, roots sinking deep into the earth that God had promised to his forefathers. In Shechem, the family's presence became a quiet rhythm, each day filled with work, laughter, and the sense of belonging. Jacob's heart, once burdened by the weight of sin and secrecy, now found solace in the harmony of family and land. Lessons from the reunion. Jacob and Esau's story teaches that reconciliation is powerful and transformative. The courage to face past wrongs, the humility to offer gifts of respect, and the willingness to forgive are all threads that weave peace into the fabric of life. Fear and pride can be overcome by love, and even long-held grudges can dissolve in a single embrace. The narrative also reminds us that life is a journey with both fear and hope, but trust in God and in the goodness of others can bring restoration. Jacob's careful planning, his humility, and Esau's open-hearted generosity demonstrate that wisdom and compassion often travel hand in hand. Finally, settling in Shechem symbolizes planting roots after years of wandering, a metaphor for finding stability, growth, and fulfillment when reconciliation has healed old wounds.